Good morning, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to those of you who mother or have mothered. I know. I am a product of Generation X. But I don't want to leave anyone out. That right. Mother's Day. I have a picture for you. I promise I will walk around so you all can see it, but I'm going to tell you why I have a picture for you first. Okay. Think about your mothers. Think about yourself if you are a mother. Think about your daughters if you have daughters who are a mother. Think about them and think about what you want to get them or what you think they need for Mother's Day. What do they want? What do mothers really want for Mother's Day? I'm going to show you a picture of what social media thinks that I want for Mother's Day, being a mother. And I'm going to let you decide whether or not you think social media was right. This started coming up in my Instagram feed and like Facebook feed, all of those kinds of things, probably during the time of COVID. And I remember calling someone, a friend of the same general age, also a mom, and saying, why? Why do they think this is what I want, right? It comes up over and over again. I couldn't find the exact print, but Etsy and every other person that sells things think that I want a picture that looks a lot like this hanging up in my house. Now, if you can't see it, I'm going to describe it to you, and then I'm going to show you other couple of pictures. But it is a woman lying face down with her head on a table, looking exhausted, I would imagine, right? Because of her life, because she must be a mother, right? And it actually says, I'll come back a little bit, right? So mother, 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 yep. Everybody see that? Okay. It actually says tired sleeping woman portrait, gift for mom, exhausted everyday art painting. Apparently, moms want pictures of other exhausted mothers. Here are a couple of others that also come up on my feed, just in case you thought, oh, that was just an anomaly. No, no. My favorite is of the mom face down, head down on the couch with her feet in the air. I'm not sure if she's passed out or just tired, but this is thankfully, my children have never given me one of these, and I so appreciate you, those of you who are here. Um, right? Yeah, because every woman needs a picture of another woman face down on the couch. All right, happy Mother's Day. Why am I showing this to you all? When you think about mothering, or really, you just think about relationships that are rooted in love, which mothering is one of. Maybe you, like Etsy and other groups, think about those people that do for you, right? That are always doing for you, always making things nice for you, always trying to make your life better. Or maybe you think of yourself, as many of these women in these pictures, as those people who like to take care of other people. You are a doer, right? You do for others. Is there anyone here who likes to show their love by doing for others? Really? Come on! I know you all. That's how we show people that we love them. I could go through almost every pew and say, you like to bake cookies. You love to make art. You love to come and plant things in my garden. You're all very good at doing things for others. And that is a beautiful thing, friends. And I do not want to take that away from you. However, on this particular Sunday, the fourth Sunday of Eastertide every year, we have something that is called not just Mother's Day, but Good Shepherd Sunday. Thus meaning that for some reason on year C, which is what we're in now, not all of the readings have to do with shepherds, which then confuses the point. But don't be confused, friends. It really is. It's Good Shepherd Sunday. Most, if not all of the readings and the hymns are about this image of Christ as a shepherd, right? The one thing that stays static across all years is actually our psalm, Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, is always our psalm for this day. Now, I've given you an image of mothers. What's your image of shepherds? What do you think of when you think of shepherds? Now, how many of you actually grew up in, I am literally a farmer's daughter. I grew up with animals and farms and all the things. So this makes a lot of sense to me, all of the, the metaphors and whatnot that Jesus uses. For some of you, you might not have grown up on a farm, and shepherds don't make a lot of sense. So you're just thinking of, cartoons or whatever it is that you think of when you think of shepherds. But if you were around the men and women nowadays, especially, who are shepherds, you would find that those are people who pretty much never sleep and probably find themselves face down on the table, much like the picture of mom, right? At the end of the day. Why? Because shepherding is really hard work. Shepherding never ends. How many of you have been or lived on a farm, worked on a farm? Some of you. Farming never stops, right? Even if you technically have a day off, you don't have a day off, right? If you're not milking something, you're planting something, you're mending something, right? It's a constant work. You're doing for. So when we think about shepherds and this image of Jesus as the shepherd, we love the image of a God that is always doing things for us, right? Taking good care of us. Think of that image, the wonderful image of Christ we don't have it here, but we have Jesus carrying the lamb in our stained glass. Oftentimes, if you were in a church called the Church of the Good Shepherd, they would have Jesus with the lamb around his neck, right? Chasing after that, doing for. We like that imagery. But that imagery falls flat, friends, when something goes wrong. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why that is. Because God and Christ are not necessarily for us. God and Christ are with us. And I want to talk about the difference between doing for and being with for just a minute. You going to stick with me on this one? If you do this, open your bulletins and look, if you will, at the psalm that the choir sang for us. It is Psalm 23. You all know it, even if you don't think you know it, you know it. At the very, very heart of, because academics, theologians and biblical academics are weird. They like to look for all sorts of different patterns and whatnot. If you were to count all of the Hebrew words in Psalm 23, you would find 26 words in takes you to the very middle word, and then 26 words takes you out. So the word literally in the very middle, in the heart of that psalm, can anyone guess it? And you can't count the English words. It doesn't translate that way, even if you're really fast. With. Thank you. With. Look at that verse. I think it's the 4th verse, yeah? Sorry, I lost my spot. Come on, Kristen, find it. There it is. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for you are with me. So at the very heart of Psalm 22, the very middle verse, or the very middle word, is with. And that word in Hebrew is imi, I-M-M-I, imi. It's a strange word. It's not the typical word that you would find in Hebrew to use for the word with, but it is used in this psalm. It is also short for Emmanuel, God with us. It is that kind of with. Imi. Guess what it also means in Hebrew? And I'm not making this up. I found this out while doing some Google Translate with the Hebrew the other day. It is also short for my mother. Happy Mother's Day, moms. In the center of this most beloved psalm about the Good Shepherd and about our relationship with God is the word with. Why is that important? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Jesus Christ came to be with us, not to fix everything, but to be with us. We as humans, and certainly we as the church, far prefer the image or the idea of a shepherd or a mother or a father or a judge or a fill in the blank who is going to do stuff for us, who's going to make it better, who's going to make it right. In the middle of the Easter feast, however, we meditate upon and pray this psalm that reminds us that Christ is with us. Not gonna fix everything. Until, right? But until we get to that until, Christ is with us. Does that make sense? Are you following that? Now, I want to talk just for a second. Ed, did anyone notice that we have a new pope? Did you all watch? I was telling the clergy, I don't know what's right. I think hormonally I'm a mess because I'm leaving for sabbatical and I don't know what to do with myself. But I was in the car driving to pick up one of our kids from college on I-95 stuck in traffic while all of this was happening. And I wept like a baby. Like he came out and they announced who it was. Have new beginnings. I love new things. Like, this is so great. Just cried and cried and cried. But did anyone listen to what the hymn is, what the song is that begins the conclave? A couple of people there was a great Washington Post article about this. As the cardinals all go into the conclave, always the same song is sung. Anyone up here? Veni Sancti Spiritus, come Holy Spirit, right? We took 6 people from this parish to the cathedral yesterday for confirmation. Guess what the very first song was in the prelude? Veni Sancti Spiritus, come Holy Spirit and be with us. Come and be with us. Not come and fix all of our foibles, not come and make me a millionaire or bring me, whatever it is that I want, but just come and be with us. That's at the heart of the Easter feast, is the God that comes to be with us. And when we turn in just a few minutes and head to this table up here, right? When we go to the Eucharist, that is where we experience as Christians the most tangible, feelable, touchable, eatable experience of God with us. Think about the word communion with me. I know we're getting into wordplay, I'm sorry, but there's a reason why everything is called what it is and why words are used specifically. Communion, come C-O-M, come, with, union, in, with and in. God, with and in us. At the very end of our Eucharistic prayer, by him and with him and in him. Friends, being mothers and being doers that do for others is a beautiful thing. But when it is not rooted in the ability to be with, we've lost an essential part of who we are and who our God is. Christ with us is the theme of the day. When life gets hard, we try to do more for. And then we end up looking like wherever she is, right? At the end of your Easter feast, at the end of a Christmas dinner, at the end of something that you've worked tirelessly for, do you feel better? Do you feel more connected? Or do you just feel exhausted? But if you spent that same amount of time instead of the busy work and the doing for, and you spent that time literally just sitting with. I leave tomorrow for sabbatical for 3 months. And preparing for this particular homily has been such a gift because up until then, I kept telling people when asked, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? I would say, I'm going to Sicily, see you bye, and I'm going entirely by myself. And people would say, why? And I would say, I don't know. I've never been entirely by myself. I kind of feel like I need to know what that feels like. I'm a mom of 5. I'm a rector of a church, right? I'm always feeling like I'm needed. I want to be. And what this for with has done for me is it's given me a vocabulary. I've gotten so caught up in being for and doing for everyone that it's become who I am. And I need to get back. I need a reset to remind myself how to just be with. So the gift to us all, mothers or not, on this beautiful day is look at the people around you, the people you love, the people you don't love. What can you do with them instead of just for them? Good luck.